Yo, what's up, yo? We about to go on, drop through, about to hit the studio, about to hit the spot of chemistry to show you what we're working with. So we about to get in, talk noise. Shoot, I really got started into music. I remember the times when I started off when I was 4 years old, and just being with my parents, they got me deeply into the influence. You know, my dad, he was, you know, Granddad was in Vietnam. He collected a whole bunch of records from Marvin Gaye to Donny Hathaway to a lot of vintage stuff that I'm influenced on. And he got me into, you know, piano lessons. I started off, you know, at 4 years old playing piano, little small lessons, influencing into different styles of music, listening to different records that my dad had. After my main record, I say Herbie Hancock, and listening to, my grandma used to play the cassette tape, T.A.L.K.N.O.I.S E. And just hearing that, beats, rhymes, of life, yo, I got inspired. That's how I got into, you know, creating music and creating some, you know, some dope stuff.
All right, just to talk about, like, what were some of your early, like, hip-hop inspirations?
Yo, my early hip-hop inspirations, still come from the title. It started from T.A.L.K.N.O.I.S E. They was the main inspiration. I used to love Q-Tip Fife and Ali, Shaheed Muhammad. Yo, it's just the production, just how they took great beats and how Q-Tip took simple loops and they just created to high music. That was the main inspiration. They came from De La Soul to when they did Buddy, and Mad Luke to Quasimodo, J Luke to, I listen to other music, Dr. Dre. I love the Chronic. I love the original Chronic. The albums, I'm inspired by all types of elements of music. Is by just taking out, sometimes I could hear 808 music. I'm like, okay, I'll take the 808s and just take some samples and create like a whole different chemistry or make it something to touch the fans. You know? So I say I'm inspired by all types of music. It's not really a bevy of what I'm inspired by, but it's hip hop.
All right.
Inspiration when I'm creating my tracks, yes, it do come from my live performance and my live, you know, piano skills. I mess with drums to synthesizers to guitar to, I mess with it all. I love vintage equipment. I mean, I'm a fiend for vintage equipment. You know, the reason I love vintage equipment because, like, when I'm creating a track, I could want to get like a 60s or an 80s type of feel when I'm creating. So what I do, I just go to pawn shops and I collect the old equipment. Like I have a Fender Rose with Stevie Wonder to Donny Hathaway to all rares to what people play. Like you, most of the time, if you study and you really study these records and you look at the back, most of the time, you know, it may not have it on this one, but you look on the back, it'll tell you what instruments, and that's what I used to love about records.
The first track we want to get into talking about is Flying Like a Saucer, man. Like that's a crazy joint right there. That's a crazy joint right there. So man, just kind of tell us, like, man, how did you guys come up with the concept for that song, man?
Flying Like a Saucer was crazy. We wasn't even around when we did it. It started from, one time I just was chilling, drunk, messing around, listening to some Gucci Mane. I know my homeboy, my partner, just was chilling, smoking cigarettes in the car. We riding. He was like, "You need to make some stuff just like Gucci. You need to make some beats that bang." So I showed him, you know, play around. I made a beat. I'm like, "Yo, I can make a beat like that." I mean, came back to the crib, made a beat, throw the 808s in it, from the drums to the sounds, and yo, my partner heard it. He was like, "Yo," he was tripping when he heard it. He was like, "Dog, Gucci need to hop on there." And so for some reason, I never knew Club Monster was into it, and I just was be honest, just giving them different tracks, and we were just sending back and forth. And I know we in the car, and K.L.U.B, he heard the track. K.L.U.B was like, usually how K.L.U.B, when he into a track, he don't give no impression, he don't give no face, you know what I mean? So you have to worry about him. So I'm playing the beat, he just like this. And you know, I'm getting nervous, like, man, I hope he feeling this track. And he like, and one thing about K.L.U.B, you can tell he like a track. He go from his low voice and talking high pitch. Yo, man, I like that track, man. They sound fun. And so that's how I got to the point. So he let them hear, and they just laid on top of it. It was flying like a saucer, and it was the hottest joint ever, man. I was like, y'all need to shoot a video. All my partners were feeling that. Like a club bang. I mean, bang hard.
Come on, Jack. Come on, Jack. A little bit of this and that, no mixing that. The young a bad boy, the old piston rap. The little night rider with no kitten tag.
We just drank it up. I was drinking all the time. Just up and down. And so I told him, I mean, I'm just keeping it real now. Realness.
All right.
So he had this, I think he had some codeine, some stuff that you use when you get sick or something. I said, can you pour some of that inside? You try that. But it wasn't really their influence, but it was more like, we just bored, you know, sitting there. He's sitting there watching TV and sitting there drinking. I'm like, my eyes red. I'm sitting there just praying. I'm on the laptop. Kids was playing around. He like, you don't need a keyboard. I was like, no, straight. Got the laptop. I just had a thing. It was like, I had a DJ program. Oh, I can't tell y'all. I'm joking. I'll give you a little something, but I'm just gonna say it was a DJ program. But what I did, took a sample, had it on my left hand side, right hand side, I had a drum break, and I synced it together and made it loop together. And it hit so hard. I know K.L.U.B was sitting there just watching the game, watching something on TV, about to play the video game, and for a minute he just. I knew it was a hit then. Hey. Lucky girl. I saw a lucky girl. I'm joking. Well, Lucky Girl came from the inspiration of, I was in Washington, D.C. and drove up, you know, up there with my homegirl, and yo, man, I was just seeing all these beautiful women, man. When I went to check out Go-Go Music for the first time, yo, it was hot. And just seeing so much women that just was giving respect to real music. It just made me feel like, yo, it was the girl just kept coming at me, and she kept feeling my music. And, you know, I let her listen to it I had my Dre Beat headphones. I told her, take a listen to it. I know you'll like it. She heard him, like, start bouncing to it, man. She kept staying on me. So I said, yo, I told her, I'll make a beat for you. I grabbed my laptop out, made the beat real quick. Yo, it happened. And I called the track Lucky Girl. And that's how I created that track, which everybody shows so much respect to. And it's crazy how I made it, you know. It's just off of inspiration.
Yeah, old girl, she was a lucky girl then, huh?
You know.
All right, so real quick before we head out for the end of the night, man, you know what I'm saying, just tell us a little bit about some of the projects you got coming up. You hear you got a show coming up. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yo, got that show, T.A.L.K.N.O.I.S E, Byron the Aquarius, gonna be there, yo. That's me. So make sure to check that out before I hit the West Coast, before I hit Cali.
Yeah, you about to head out to Cali on the 19th. Man.
So make sure that y'all come to ZYDECO. It's gonna be beer for $2. Make sure you get there. I'm just saying, come there. It's gonna be some hot music that's different, music that you just never heard in Birmingham, something new. So go on, just get yourself relaxed, come check it out, get laid back, bring your lady friends, bring your friend that know their friend, they know the other lady friend, and them other friends that know them friends.
Right.
So bring all them on. Yo, I'm gonna refresh and tell you about the projects. Main project working on, I've been in the studio cooking up on Jasmine project. Yo, we trying to finish that. The Love Bullet LP. The EP will be released soon. I've been working on my LP. Been a lot of work. The Luxury Life LP. Still been getting that in. And for the last project that's going to be released soon, Sounds, Colors, and Girls. Sounds, Colors, and Girls. So
interesting title, man.
So keep a lookout for that. That's going to be coming soon, dropping on Bandcamp, and it's also going to be dropped on CD, iTunes, from they all. So T.A.L.K.N.O.I.S E Entertainment. So keep a lookout for that. So I begin, y'all, and yo, it was good. WeRHIpHoptv.